Welcome to another podcast of Film Nobodies, starring Tyler Perry and Jason. Today we're going to do another round of blind interviews. Is that right?
Blind challenges.
Sorry, blind challenge.
Yes.
Where we're going to ask each other some questions about a movie that we've told each other to watch, but we have not seen before, and see how that goes. And then we're going to do our movie trivia, which is basically giving each other an actor that we have to name X amount of movies they've been in 90 seconds, and see who is the smarter film nobody. And then we're going to do a lightning round on movies that we're going to give each other, whether they're good, mid, or ugly.
Yes.
So I think I'll kick it off this time.
Okay.
So the movie that I gave my dear son here to watch was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And if you guys are not familiar and haven't seen that movie, it is a comedy classic. John Candy, Steve Martin. How can you not laugh and enjoy that kind of movie? So, and it's Thanksgiving, so if you know, we might post this after Thanksgiving.
I think it's gonna be. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Anyway, it'll be in the ballpark.
It'll be in the ballpark.
So
It might be early December,
it's worth watching.
late November. So
anyway, you watched it.
yes.
Okay.
I did
So, and it is a comedy, but it's got a lot of like heart in it. There's a lot of drama in it as well. And I really love that movie, and I like John Candy.
I love John Candy.
He was such a loss when he died so young, but from the comedy perspective, purely the comedy perspective, how funny was it? 1 to 10.
Ooh. How funny was it? 1 to 10. I'm gonna go with.
And don't grade on a curve because of its age or anything like that. Just in general.
Pure humor.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6. Because like you said, it has a lot of drama aspects to it. The jokes kind of take a back burner for some of the movie, and it's actually really funny.
I call it a dramedy.
Yeah, it's a dramedy for sure. I think it's like when there are jokes, it's really good because it's Steve Martin and John Candy. Like it's hilarious. Some of it is like physical comedy, like super. Easy slapstick kind of thing. But I mean, like that could be funny too in moderate doses.
Yeah.
But a lot of the movie, I mean, the jokes are funny. Like I haven't really seen a lot of Steve Martin, but his humor in that movie, like I could see why he is one of the biggest comedian actors ever.
He's actually he could be a very serious actor too.
And he was very serious in that movie too.
He's done some serious work too.
I think it had a very great mix.
Okay.
But there wasn't too much humor. It wasn't really just a comedy. Like you said, it's a drama.
That's fair.
So I have to put it at a 6.
What was the best scene in the movie?
Ooh, that's
not the funniest necessarily, but the best scene, the best, like you just sat there and watched it. You're like, wow, that was good.
Okay. I think one I would have to say is an argument for it is whenever Steve Martin leaves. And he finds out, like he leaves on the train, like he's finally going home for the last time, and he's on the train. He's thinking about what John Candy's been saying the whole movie, and he figures it out. He goes back, finds John Candy, just sitting there in the station. He's like, "Why are you here?" And he finally finds out that his wife had died. Yeah, like 8
realizes
years ago.
he's homeless. And,
and so he. His good nature, because he's conflicted with his good nature throughout the whole movie, whether it be a bad guy or a good guy, kind of. And he finally leans completely over and invites him to his home for Thanksgiving, and accepts him as a friend. Okay. Instead of just a burden and a nuisance. Okay. So I'd have to say that's probably my favorite. And another honorable mention is when they're in the motel room, when he brings him in from the cold. And I thought that was very sweet. Yeah. And they get drunk together.
They get drunk and eat Doritos, So I think one of my favorites was the moment when Steve Martin just goes off on him in their first motel room, and he just loses his shit.
Yeah, no, that one.
Because it's so like cringe. Because you're like, oh man,
Why are you being such an asshole?
You're being such an ass. But in the way that just both the way that Steve Martin portrayed that and the way John Candy, kind of was like, I like me.
Yeah.
And that's the name of that documentary, by the way, about John Candy. If you guys haven't seen that, that's really good.
I Like Me.
I Like Me. Yeah. It's based on that scene. Because that scene really kind of depicts, I think, the heart of John Candy as a person. But it also was really good about like how just good they both were at comedy and acting both. So anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's also in the runner-up. I can't believe I didn't say that because that is a really good scene.
No, the ones you said are awesome scenes.
Those are good scenes.
Yeah, those are great scenes.
But that one is really good because you're like, why are you such an asshole? And the look on John Candy's face, you just can't forget it. He looks so sad.
Yeah, he just completely dresses him down.
He's just trying to be himself, and he just like bullies him. Yeah. Like everybody else has done in his life, right?
Yeah. He can't help being who he is, and he's just as, warm hearted.
I actually really love his character in that movie. It's so good.
Okay, so for the movie is early 90s, and it's kind of a dramedy and stuff. Is it still relevant for your generation? Do you still see it as like, this is a movie that I could watch again, or that has a message that I can
I could absolutely watch it again. I mean, like, no matter how old a movie is, no matter what region it's from, the heart of the movie is always in its writing. And I believe that the movie does a really good job of pulling your heartstrings and
that's true.
Humanizing these characters, even if they're from the 80s, and it hit me. Like, the relationship between the two of them really hit me. And I don't think it's, I mean, some of the technology aspects, like the things they use, like I don't get it, because they're like going from planes to trains to automobiles, and some of it is obviously very dated because it's from the 80s, trying to find I think one that sticks out is when they're trying to find like a motel room, and he has to like go up to the service counter and like talk to them, and I'm just thinking like, just get Airbnb, like it's so easy nowadays to, like, the issues that they struggle with to get from place A to place B.
It's hard to.
It's way easier now, so it doesn't really register as much. But I still get it, like things can happen, and it's like it's ridiculous what happened to them.
Yeah.
But the story itself and the plot is very relatable and very heartwarming, and I think it's actually very well executed, especially with the writing.
Okay.
So
the ending, you already kind of answered this question a little bit, but I'll just ask you outright. Did you find the ending sad or, kind of heartening?
Heartening, for sure. Like, it's very sad, obviously, that his wife had died 8 years ago. You find that out at the very end, and they give you little clues throughout. But what's more important is the relationship between the two men now, at the very end of the story.
Yeah.
That is more important than what had happened in the past. He obviously loved his wife very much, still loves her. But it's about the actions that they both make currently, especially Steve Martin. And the decision that he makes at the end, like I said, is very important to the story. It shows whether he is actually a good guy or a bad guy, in my opinion. And he shifts to that goodness side, what Thanksgiving is all about, being thankful for this time he spent with this man and the relationship he has with John Candy. And so I think that is way more important, and therefore the fact that that decision is heartening is more important than the sadness of the discovery.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I think so. Yeah.
So.
And the last question, what did you think about the John Candy character?
Best character in the
Del
movie.
Griffith.
Best character in the movie, I think.
Do you think it was well portrayed by John Candy?
Yes. Yeah. John Candy is obviously a famous comedian for a reason. It's kind of like, I don't know why it reminds me of this, but it reminds me of Jim Carrey, because both are very good at playing goofy characters who are very funny and whatever.
Likeable, yeah.
Very likable, but they're also very good at playing dramatic roles. Like John Candy has this drama side to him that not a lot of people not a lot of people appreciate. And so
not a lot of comedians have. Yeah.
And honestly, I think it was more well done than Steve Martin's character because I mean, Steve Martin did a great job, you know, but he's kind of just like an asshole, you know, cold-hearted guy who you know changes in the end. But John Candy's portrayal of this character is just he's just like this. Like I can see the child in this character. You know, he grew up getting bullied, and he's still himself all these years. You know, had this wife that loved him, and he's much more relatable than Steve Martin's character, in my opinion.
I could see that.
So I don't know.
That's a point of it. I think that speaks well to both of them actually.
Yeah,
because you know
it's two sides of a coin. I mean, they're both very opposite. You know, in nature, and I think I just appreciate John Candy's character more.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got for you. Cool. Over to you.
And before I move on, I would like to rate the movie.
Oh yeah. Sorry, please.
I want to give it an 8.
A 10. Right. Got it.
It's 10. No, I wouldn't give it a 10. I'd say it's an 8 out of 10. I know I gave that to the last movie you gave me, but I don't know. It's just. You know, it's just like a fun comedy or a fun dramedy for the most part, but there's some very deep moments that I appreciate very much that bring it up. So
8 is solid. I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay, so the movie I gave him is Lars and the Real Girl, a Ryan Gosling movie that definitely flies under the radar for a lot of people. When you think of Ryan Gosling, you don't really think of Lars and the Real Girl. But I've seen this movie, and it's very weird. And but also very interesting at the same time. Ryan Gosling takes on a very different role, so I decided to have him watch it. And so my first question to you is, how do you feel about this role compared to his other roles that he's played? You know, for example, in Crazy Stupid Love, he's like this arrogant guy. He's like a douchebag, but you know, he's got a heart to him. But he's like an arrogant dude, and he's like machismo, whatever, trying to teach Steve Carell to be a man, right? And a lot of his characters are like that. You know, Drive is, you know, he's like a badass driver. You know, he plays a lot of badass characters, and you rarely get to see this side of his acting career. So I wanted to see how you felt about it.
Yeah, I think he it was definitely off the beaten path for him. I mean, it reminded me not a lot, but of the character he just played in Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Because in Fall Guy, he was kind of this down to earth kind of, you know, he was a cocky stuntman in that movie, but there was a softer side to him, but I feel like that was the side you got in this in
like full throttle.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely different, and that's what threw me off from the beginning. When I saw him, I was like, "Man, this is different." So it was a cool movie.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's just weird.
it was definitely weird, but not actually all that weird when you peel away kind of the goofiness of you know the parts that are there are I think designed to get your attention, but there's a message there that I really appreciated around mental health. But I thought the character that he played he did it really well.
Yeah.
And it was just way off from his normal cast. So, you know, kudos to him on that.
Yeah, I agree. When I first stumbled upon this movie, I was very shocked by his, performance and him playing a character that would, be so different from what I'm used to.
Another dramedy.
Yeah. I guess it is kind of dramedy.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is, do you think the way the community treats him and supports him is realistic? Because they kind of get the whole community in on it, like the doctor, what was one that was crazy?
The church.
The church, and do you think that could actually happen ever?
I don't, but I don't think that was the point of it.
Okay.
I think what they were trying to convey in the movie was the power of community, the potential that if we did act that way to people who were disturbed or had problems or whatever, imagine the different world we live in. And I think that was kind of the point of it. So the whole movie is hyperbole. It's all ridiculous. You know what I mean? None of what happened in there, but I think the point of it was to grab your attention and tell a bigger story around mental health and how you go about trying to solve it. So no, I think it's ridiculous. And if you guys haven't seen Lars and the Real Girl, the premise is this guy who's mentally, he's kind of disturbed. He's not a bad guy. He's not violent at all. But Ryan Gosling, who's just Lars, he's very shy, and he apparently they don't really go into it, but they apparently had some kind of childhood trauma. And his brother, he lives with his brother, and one day he comes home and he tells him that he's met a woman, and they're like, "Oh my God, finally, yeah, that's great, yeah, we'll bring her over, we'll have dinner and stuff." And he shows up to the house with a literal sex doll in a wheelchair.
And he legitimately thinks that she's real.
Yeah.
And talking.
Yeah. And he has whole conversations with her right in front of people. And so there's some comedy in there in the beginning, but it gets really dramatic after a while. But so the whole thing is ridiculous. But
you think that's the point?
But I think that's the point.
It's supposed to represent something.
Yeah. And then the way the community embraces him and treats the sex doll as a real person for his benefit is really heartwarming and lovable and stuff. Totally unrealistic.
Yeah, no one.
There's probably maybe a lot of people would do that because they kind of get it, but a lot of people would just make fun of him or bully him or whatever. That's the more realistic thing I would think would happen. But you never know. I mean, in small towns, people can come together in strange ways.
It's also a little older, so it's different time too.
Yeah.
But definitely, I don't think nowadays.
Definitely not realistic to answer your question.
Next question is, what do you think is the film's biggest strength? Any aspect that you think you would say is its biggest strength?
I think the storytelling, because I think they're wrapping this very serious mental health message that's in that movie in ways that are accessible to people to laugh at and to connect with in a different way. So the way they told the story and how they wrapped a very important message in a kind of a ridiculous, crazy story I thought that was powerful. That was interesting. That was different. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie, and it's something that kind of caught me off guard because I thought it was going to be kind of like this goofy love story with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
And maybe he's a shy guy meeting a girl, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this movie 1,000 times, right? And it wasn't that at all. It had nothing to do with that. It was really more about, how do we show up for each other in an age when mental health is,
such a big issue.
Yeah, such a big issue. So I really appreciated that about the movie.
Okay. Do you think Gus is a good brother? And also, do you think he's like a well-written character?
I don't think he's a well-written character necessarily because they didn't go too deep on any of the characters. They kept that kind of light, and they just alluded to a lot of like childhood trauma with the father and things like that, but nothing specific. I think the brother is a perfectly normal person that I think
that would like how a typical person would respond to this situation.
I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's a person that made mistakes and he regretted them, and he came clean with his brother about where he felt he let him down, which I think was really admirable. So I don't think he's a hero. I don't think he's a villain. I think he is what most people are. They're somewhere in the middle. They screw up. They do stupid things. They regret later. And sometimes they don't realize what they're doing until the consequences are there, like with his brother. Yeah. So I think that he's not a bad guy, but I think that's where most people live, is in that, we screw up as people and they have consequences. And he represented that. That character represents that pretty well.
I think I agree with you in that. And my final question to you, kind of more of a outer world perspective, like real life. Mm-hmm. What would you do in a situation where someone you knew loved a sex doll and was treating it like Ryan Gosling?
This isn't too far off the mark because in today's world, people are like falling in love and marrying AI.
Yeah, that's true.
Ridiculous. So someone I knew. So if you came home one day with a doll and
it's like, this is my girlfriend.
I honestly, I think I would react a lot of the same way the brother reacted.
Like us.
Which is like shock, and then privately just kind of like, what is happening? Oh my God.
Like, no, this can't be happening.
Yeah, and your mom would be like, no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just deal with it.
Yeah.
And it would probably unfold kind of similar to what we saw in the movie. I feel like that, especially as if it was like someone really close.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to, it's hard to influence people who are really close to you, and change them. Sometimes you can't really do that. You've got to just go with the flow and just be supportive. So I think that's kind of where it would end up being. But it would make a really good story once they got better.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, remember that time you brought a sex doll home?
It's like, I don't want to talk about it.
So
Okay.
definitely gives you something to think about.
What would you rate the movie?
7.
7.
Yeah.
Solid.
Solid movie.
Probably what I would give it.
Solid movie, yeah. It didn't end all that. I don't think they wrapped things up well. I do think we deserved more history on the characters. I think we deserve more depth on the characters. But the message and the storytelling, I think, really puts it over the top to be a solid movie worth watching.
Okay. And that wraps up our interview portion of the episode. Now we will move on to the actor portion, where I will give him...
I give you.
Sorry.
That's right.
He's going to give me an actor, and I'm going to name a certain amount of movies based off the actor, and I have 90 seconds to name these movies.
All right. So this is a younger actor.
Okay.
That you're definitely familiar with. And so, but the movie profile is going to be smaller, so it's only going to be 6 movies.
6 movies.
And you can also name shows.
Okay.
As a bonus.
I can tell this is going to be rough.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be rough, but it's going to be rough. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. 6 movies for Anya Taylor-Joy.
Ooh, okay. Split, The Menu, Emma. What show is she in? I don't remember her being in a show. Am I tripping?
Don't stall.
A Night in Soho.
I didn't even think of that one.
Anya Taylor-Joy. The Witch. And
one more.
I gotta think. Hold on. Anya Taylor-Joy was in... She was in a show, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You only got one more. She was in a huge movie like 2 years ago.
Queen's Gambit.
That's it.
Guys, I did it. Oh my God, I did better than last episode.
You missed Furiosa.
Furiosa.
In The Northman.
She is in that. Wow, she is in The Northman. Wow. It gets overshadowed by, it was Alexander Skarsgård, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's overshadowed. And Nicole Kidman. Wow, that's crazy. 42 seconds to spare. All right, and I think you're going to like this one.
All right.
This one's going to be good.
Okay.
Trust me. So 7 movies, okay?
All right.
With, hold on, let me restart the timer.
All right, don't laugh at me, guys. All right.
Harrison Ford.
I'm old. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Witness.
Okay.
Indiana Jones.
Right.
Indiana Jones 2.
Nope.
Indiana Jones 3.
Nope.
Frantic.
Okay.
Patriot Games.
Okay.
Clear and Present Danger. Star Wars. How many you got?
You got 6. You need one more. There's like a big franchise, or not a big franchise, but a big movie.
Captain America.
Oh, well, that works. There you go.
Yeah.
7, wow.
I beat you.
Yeah, that's 56 seconds. Wow.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make me the king? I'm the movie king.
You could be
for the episode.
For the episode, you could be the king. Okay.
We need to make like a little king hat for us.
Oh yeah.
So when we win, we get to wear it.
It's a bit egotistic.
Oh, we'll make a crown out of a movie reel.
That could work if you do that. Go ahead and make it.
Let's do that. All right.
I was thinking of Blade Runner, by the way. Blade Runner is a really big one.
Oh, it's a good one.
But yeah, you got it. Nice.
That was an easy one. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Anya Taylor-Joy was definitely easier than Chris Evans. My gosh. Maybe I just don't know Chris Evans as much as I should.
You forgot Red One, by the way, with Chris Evans when we did that.
Red One, yeah. Okay.
That was,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
That was the other Netflix movie I was telling you about.
Okay.
But that was Netflix, right? I think.
It must have been.
Okay, so we're going to do lightning round now.
The
which
good,
is
the mid, and the ugly.
The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and it's going to be 10 movies.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. So, play along. Tell us what you think. The Room.
Ugly.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Good.
Halloween 3.
I haven't seen Halloween 3. Skip.
Oh. Birdemic.
Ugly. Sorry.
Scream 2.
I haven't seen Scream 2. Yeah, I know. It's
Scream is
disappointing.
your favorite horror movie and you haven't seen... Anyway.
The first one's so
All right.
good, though.
Hangover 3.
Mid.
All right. Zathura.
Good. Love Zathura.
Spaceballs.
I'd say mid.
You're fired.
Sorry.
Let's see. World War Z.
Good.
And last, Jurassic Park 3.
I don't remember it too much. Is that the one with Jeff Goldblum? Like he's like one of the primary, and they're stuck in the Jeep for a lot of the movie?
No,
Towards the end?
that's part 2.
That's part 2 then.
Yeah, part 3 is the one with Tia Leone and...
that's the one where the T-Rex goes into the city? Or is that 2? Is that 2?
It's mid. We'll just call it mid.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well.
Okay, so yeah, that
Cool.
over to you.
My
Hey, but I did better this time, right?
Yeah.
I did better.
Sure, it's not all good.
There's some mids and uglies in there.
And Spaceballs is more of in between mid and good. I want to make
It is good.
It's
It
a
is
good
better
movie.
than good.
It is a good movie.
Yes. It's Mel Brooks. He is the king of comedy. How dare you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I kind of want to change my answer to good, but I'm not going to do that because I got to stand on my ground. Okay. My lightning round to you. We'll start with Interview with a Vampire.
Good.
Fargo.
Mid.
Avatar.
Mid.
Mama. You remember what that is?
I do mid.
Mid.
Yeah.
Okay. Taken.
Mid.
Batman v Superman.
Ugly.
Okay. Battleship.
Ugly.
The first Fast and Furious.
Ugly.
Okay.
No. Mid.
Yeah, I was about to say that's crap.
I'm not a Fast and Furious fan, y'all. I know there's a lot of them out there, but I'm not.
Okay, ready for this one? This one's good. Here Comes the Boom.
Mid.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Twilight.
That's mid. I mean,
Okay.
I could see why a lot of people love it, so I hate saying mid, but I'll say mid for me.
Okay. Well, there you go. I think that was pretty good.
Okay.
A few goods in there, a few uglies, a few mids.
All right.
Cool. Well, that will wrap up this second episode of Blind Challenges. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode, and we will see you all next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, don't forget to like and subscribe.